It's week number 5 of the Cool Ray Coast-to-Coast Racing League for the 2022 spring season as we continue on with Monday Night Madness brought to you by the Weekend Speedway. We are set to go for our Rebels and our Renegades. The Rebels are about to strike first, and our Rebels, as always, brought to you by our friends at Battle Beaver. Getting set to go here as we welcome you to the Icon Sim Sports 3-Race Show. Icon Sim Sports is the official chassis provider of the Cool Ray Coast-to-Coast Racing League, aiming to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience unlike any other, while exemplifying extraordinary customer service and patience. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you, a custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. Check them out online at iconsimsports.com. Good evening, friends. I'm Artie Sakala with you, joined alongside my good broadcast partner, as always, in John Hine. Welcome you inside the broadcast booth. John, it's a very tough racetrack here at the Kokomo Speedway. In my opinion, it's the toughest in all of the iRacing platform. However, though, this is a track that the fans have come up to show, and along with the drivers, 26 on the car count tonight.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite tracks we go to. It's pretty diverse. You've got options. I know it's a bull ring, but it's nice. It's wide. The low line will be there, the middle will be there, the top will be there, and all of them will probably almost be equally as fast or pretty close to by the end of the night. So, good track to race on from a competitor standpoint, but there are some pitfalls. You could go really fast against that wall, but that wall on the outside in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 will grab you in a heartbeat.
Qualifying is underway, brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. As you see the drivers going across the start-finish line, you're watching Joe Halter in the number 22. I believe he is the one that will strike first and set the bar here in time trials. First lap for Joe Halter across the line. Should come any moment. I believe that was his warm-up lap. Gary Taylor actually striking first with 11.609. Here's Halter as he goes across the start-finish line going 6th quick. Jeff Flarrell, the defending Raiders champion, 2nd quick, now drops down to 3rd quick. And he improves up to 3rd quick. Let's go to Tyler Wilson in the 042. He drops down to 3rd quick, but he's looking at a quick time situation. Does he have it? And he does. 10.71 for the 042.
10-second laps, Marty. That is hauling the mail around this track.
Could we see perhaps with the Renegades 9-second laps tonight, John?
No, I don't think so. I'd be surprised if we hit them, but you never know. We got some pretty fast cats in there that know how to wheel these things, so I would never say never.
Just wait until what happens when we take the 360s to I-55. I believe that's on the calendar this season. We should expect times in the 9-second range. Who knows what's going to happen? You're watching the 52 of Zach Neubauer across the start-finish line. He goes 10th quick at a 10.97. Kyle Sargent in the number 91 on his 2nd lap. Brennan Lacey up to P2. Sargent looking to improve on his time. Keeps it at 10.87. Brennan Lacey, meanwhile for him, cannot improve. Under a minute to go here in qualifying. Brandon Dittmer, the final driver, takes the track in the number 83 Toyota. Goes 14th quick at a 11.003. Could be a faster lap for Brandon Dittmer. We'll have to see. And it is at a 10.98. He goes 13th. The fall off, the difference, just about 1.2 seconds. However, though, we've got a total of 14 drivers that are in the 10-second range. So with a quick time of a 10.757, the driver of the 042, a round of applause for Tyler Wilson. Ignore what my watch just said if you could hear it closely. Thought I said its name. But we are set to go for heat racing tonight. The checkers are out on qualifying. We've got a 27 car count for tonight. It's going to be a fun one. You don't want to miss out on anything at all here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. First heat of the evening brought to you by Magnum Race Design. At Magnum Race Design, offering iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a new design and want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Design on Facebook, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. Magnum Race Design is the proud sponsor of the 358 Modifieds. Here's the lineup and how we looked for our first heat race of the evening. It's Brandon Dittmer and Donovan Ross that make up the front row. Row number 2, Jeff Flero and Tyler Wilson. Row 3 is Rich Holland and Dean Reynolds. And starting from 7th position tonight, that is Kevin Fry.
Yeah, Marty, we've had a couple weeks now where everybody's made the show. We're on a bull ring and we're sending guys home. Finishing 4th here or above is now at a premium because you do not want to go into a B feature at 10-second laps, 11-second laps. That's not a lot of time to get things done in there. And you know that we've seen it many times. Those races can be a little crazy, and a lot of things that you can't control can take you out of those races.
They go much quicker than what your heart believes it beats per minute, for a fun fact, for those of you wondering. Anyway, let's talk about this as well. This is something that you and I talked about pre-race, but that is the weather. Look at the humidity set here for tonight. 97% and partly cloudy. It's like you've got mist in the air. A very hazy evening tonight in Kokomo, Indiana.
Yeah, last time I did an iRace with these kind of conditions, it was actually at the Nürburgring, and it was just really eerie and spooky, and this is pretty cool to see. And I'll tell you, the one thing that's going to do, it's going to affect the track state. That means there's a lot of moisture in the air. The track's not going to dry out as quickly as what it normally does here. So this is an unknown. I've never seen a dirt race with this high humidity before, so I'm going to be interested to see what happens here with this track surface.
Here we go, top 4 transfer. Winner starts on pole position. You want to be in this future for sure with the 27 car count. Going straight from the heats is we're green. Brandon Dittmer gets off to a great jump in the number 83 machine. Donovan Ross looked to go around the outside. Almost got it stuck, and now he does have it up to 2nd. Wilson 3rd. Jeff Flero with the final transfer spot in 4th. Look at Reynolds with a send in 1 and 2. But it did not pay off for him. About to lose 5th to Holland in the 116. Dittmer continuing to lead. Wilson trying the inside, but this is a track at Kokomo, as Jeff Flero just proved. You want the high side.
Yeah, here early on, you definitely do want the high side. But you know what? The other lanes will come in as we go through the night, especially with the field, the size of, the field size that we have here tonight.
Should expect 4 heats tonight. Wilson up on his side. And he is out of the ballpark. The driver that had the quickest time down to the B mains, and a huge surprise to many, Rich Holland is in 4th position at the moment.
Yeah, that's a tough break, and now Flero's into the wall.
Keeps his car going though with 2 laps to go in this opening heat. But it's Brandon Dittmer that continues to patrol the troops at bay. 1 lap to go. The top 3 are all where they started from. Donovan Ross trying to close in on the number 5. Not going to do it. A Toyota is on pole position tonight for the Rebels, and it's Brandon Dittmer. How about that?
Good little race up there up front, and I expect more here. We got 3 more of these things to go.
This could be a race tonight in both Rebels and Renegades where you really want to be starting up on the front row for sure. You want to be the one in heats 1 and 2. If you're in heats 3 or heat 4, you could be in some big trouble.
Absolutely. It's going to be treacherous and tough to pass, I think, by the time we get to the feature.
Second heat race of the evening brought to you by 2-1 Designs at 2-1 Designs. They make wraps for all dirt racing needs and 1/18 scale RC wraps. Like them on Facebook at 2-1 iRacing Designs. Your lineup for the second heat race looks like this. Daniel Vaught, Doyle Lawrence on the front row. Row 2, Brennan Lacey and Kyle Sargent. The third row, Gary Taylor and Bruce Hilton. And from 7th tonight is Bob Evertson.
And Bob being out back, he's won a couple of these races this season, so this is going to be a test. Can you pass on this track early enough? We got a cat at the back there that's awfully quick. It'll be interesting to see if he can move up.
Everton, one of 4 drivers receiving heat EOLs this weekend. Winner starts on the outside of the front row. Daniel Vaught wants it, takes him to the green. And immediately puts the slider up on Doyle Lawrence. The 3 wants the crossover. It's a 3-car battle for the lead with Brennan Lacey also a part of it. And because they were side by side, Vaught able to pull away by just a couple car lengths. A big slide for Daniel Vaught opens the door for Brennan Lacey. Not using his trademark line, but Brennan Lacey to the point on lap number 3, John.
Yeah, good move there. And Daniel seems to be in a little bit of trouble there. He's just not going all the way up to the cushion. Might be fighting a little bit of handling there with that 180 car.
Currently in second position. Lawrence is third. Sargent fourth. Good battle for fifth between Bruce Hilton and Bob Everson. But Lacey up by 1.2 seconds at the moment. Going to the battle for third. Oh, there goes Kyle Sargent along with Bruce Hilton. And Sargent is gone. That puts Bruce Hilton up to fourth. Bob Everson trying to close in. 0.8 of a second behind at the moment. And now we go to a battle for second with 3 laps to go. Coming to 2 this time between Daniel Vaught and Doyle Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence looks a little better getting into the corner and up to about the center.
Oh,
and Vaught is getting off the corners.
Got close there, got up in the wall, but this time off of 4, 1 to go for Brennan Lacey in the 4:14. It's been a while since we've seen Lowline Lacey start on the front row. And off of turn number 4, Brennan Lacey starts from second spot tonight. Daniel Vaught, David Doyle Lawrence, and Bruce Hilton all transfer. Everyone else goes down to a last chance qualifier. So as we get set, there's the view from our broadcast perspective. Yes, I've actually decided to hook a GoPro up. And so our third heat of the evening brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, an official team of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Here is the lineup for our third heat race of the evening. Mike Schultz and Zach Neubauer make up the front row. Jesse Atkinson and Benjamin Kelch in row 2. Austin Marlett, the Raiders winner a couple of minutes ago, lines up next to Joe Halter in row 3. And Jesse Bandy starts from 7th position. Bandy, another driver that is taking a heat EOL for the race. We do also have a couple of onboards, by the way, real quick to give some shout-outs to. First one you're about to look at, Jesse Atkinson in the 127. There he is, getting his load of beer before we take the green flag. And another one to watch closely is Mike Schultz, your pole position in the 016. We'll keep eyes on all of those drivers tonight as we get set to take the green flag. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck makes the left-hand turn into pit row, a sharp left-hand turn. Winner of this heat starts from 3rd position in our 25-lap feature. Schultz wants to go instantly, waiting for the green, he fires. And look at the run immediately for Jesse Atkinson, takes it 3 wide as Neubauer struck the wall on turn number 1. It's a battle for second. Benjamin Kelch is up there, and the battle for 4th is on between Atkinson and Marlin. It is getting dicey on lap number 2.
Yeah, don't look now. Jesse Bandy is now up already, challenging for the 4th.
Oh,
now you got contact.
Atkinson gets the wall. That puts him all the way to the 6th position, and he is trying to fight this baby big time. Up to 5th with the pass on Marlin, but he's half a second behind the driver of the number 57. Meanwhile, continues to be Mike Schultz leading, but Zach Neubauer closing in big time in the battle to start in P3 tonight. And look at the run, just cut the deficit down in half. 0.2 of a second the gap, John.
Yeah, not much room between them here. And,
wheelie! What a wheelie for Neubauer off of turn number 4. An so close call. Kelch is 3rd, Bandy is 4th. Atkinson's closing in for the transfer spot. You don't want to be in the B main, that's for sure. 2 to go.
No, you don't.
Atkinson got the wall again.
Yeah, Bandy's in a precarious position here. He's just got to get it home here to get in the main.
White flag is out, 1 to go. Battle for second. Kelch is challenging Neubauer. That's all that Mike Schultz needs as he comes off at turn number 4. Mike Schultz starts from 3rd tonight in a fantastic heat race. But the surprise to many is that Jesse Atkinson is starting from the B main tonight. So that last chance qualifier just got a whole lot more interesting. Fourth and final heat brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Here's the lineup for our fourth heat race. It's the Bassman, Roger Craig, along with a member of the Penny and Posse, David Callahan, on row 1. Brian Moore Sr. and Keith Jackson in row 2. Mike Cranmer and John Rayner in row 3. And then our man Steve-O starting from 7th position, Steve Ovens. There you see Ovens with an onboard tonight, giving us some love as always with the Land of Legends Raceway TV onboard camera. They have practice this Saturday, and opening day for them, April 23rd. You can watch it on Land of Legends Raceway TV. Winner of this heat race starts from the outside of row number 2. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in pit road. The Batsman, the lead man in charge of the series, leads them down to the green, but Callahan beats them to the start. We're underway in 4th heat. Callahan immediately scrapes the wall. Keith Jackson tries to take over. He won the Rebels race last week at Eldora, but he wants this race lead and wants to start from row number 2 instead of row number 5. We got trouble behind them. Mike Cranmer has spun in the 70. Ovens threads the needle to get up to 5th. Rayner is also involved as well. Brian Moore in 4th position, up by 0.6 of a second on Steve-O.
Yeah, they're dicing up front for the top 3, though, and this is close quarters racing for sure. Not a whole lot of room for air here. These guys are just tapping those right rears.
Bad exit. Bad exit for David Callahan. Jackson tries to take advantage of it. Goes for the slider. Yes, sir. New leader, Keith Jackson, halfway through the 4th heat. Ovens and Moore still going at it for 4th. Deficit is up to a 2nd. But Keith Jackson wants to start on the outside of row 2 tonight, John.
Yeah, he sure does. That's a power move to take the lead.
2 laps to go. There's Brian Moore Sr. still in 4th position, up by over a second on Steve Ovens. That's the final transfer spot. You see the 85 of Ovens just trying to fight it big time and see what he can take. Look at him. He's got a handful, that's for sure. We don't even need to tell you that when he's leaning in and just trying to set it up. Here's the checkered flag for heat race number 4 as Keith Jackson wins it. Callahan, Craig, and Moore join in on the transfer spots. So all of our heat races are in the books. And now it is time for our B main. We know 16 drivers that are already in. We are taking the top 8. We're about to find out what happens. Let's meet the starting lineup. It's Dino on the front row. Dean Reynolds in the 790. Next to him, Bob Evertson. That's row 1. Row 2, Jesse Atkinson and Steve Ovens. Pardon me. Row 3, the man that had the quick time earlier this evening with the Rebels, Tyler Wilson and Gary Taylor. Row 4 is Austin Marlett and Mike Cranmer. And row number 5, Kevin Fry and Kyle Sargent. Row number 6, the final row, is Joe Halter and John Rayner. That's a view from our aerial shot, and that will be very tough to use that aerial shot tonight because of the fog. Let us know, by the way, who you were all rooting for in chat. Big hello to Terry Landis that's watching, rooting for Roger Craig, and as well as Steve, I believe Steve-O, saying grab them top shelf cookies. Again, top 8 transfer. We will focus on that definitely for sure. There is a look at row number 5. The first driver's out in Austin Marlett. Mike Cranmer starts from the 8th position. Again, we'll be focusing on that a lot to see who can get the final spot in. Drivers tonight, by the way, following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Last chance qualifier. top 8 will start in the feature. The bottom 3 go home. We're green. And immediately Reynolds tries to put the slide job. The exit goes to Bob Evertson. We're 3 wide for second. Ovens around the outside, looking for second spot on track as Dino getting swallowed. Mike Cranmer, who had 8th, gets wrecked out of it. And out of the ballpark he goes. Gift P8 to Gary Taylor, up by 0.7 of a second on John Rayner, John.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Mike Cranmer there.
And can you believe it, by the way? Kyle Sargent, who is a multi-time winner with the Rebels, will not be racing in this feature tonight. Reynolds is in trouble. Reynolds is in trouble all the way back to 6th, and Marlin may pass him here.
He's got to run on the outside to do that.
Gary Taylor's off the pace in turn 4. John Rayner Jr. for a transfer spot. Gets by Gary Taylor. Taylor almost went around fighting the car. He's got 2 handfuls in that 34.
Yeah, right now, those last 2 guys in the transfer positions, I hope we're looking at their relative, realizing they got enough of a cushion here that Taylor's not going to get them without some kind of a mistake by these 2. Just get the laps clicked off, get her in the show, and then go to work.
Meanwhile, out in front, Bob Evertson up by 0.4 of a second on Jesse Atkinson. Then it's Tyler Wilson, Joe Halter, Steve Ovens, Austin Marlett, Dean Reynolds, and John Rayner. Coming to the white flag in our B main. It's still John Rayner in that final spot. In 3 and 4, here's the white flag, 1 to go. Bob Evertson and Jesse Atkinson are going to battle it out for 16th. Traffic is ahead with Gary Taylor. They keep it on the outside. Atkinson looks low. Off the turn 4. Atkinson with the low line pass. What a move from Atkinson.
And everybody in the pits that are starting that A main just saw that move to the inside. Guess where these guys are going to probably start practice when they roll out. They're going to be on the bottom.
Look at that man. Just drinking his soda like it's nobody's business. I just caught the zoom at the last second. He was oh so pumped to win the B main. Now, as part of our Osh Weekend Speedway warm-up watch, we're going to be talking a little bit more about a big event that is coming up within the next few days to come. And of course, friends, I am talking about Super Dirt Week. You're going to see that sticker throughout the night, throughout the week, and next week as well. You got to be coming on out to this event. It's going to be a fun one, and it's not just because of me, because I love Super Dirt Week when it happens at Oswego Speedway. But it's our charity event of the year, Super Dirt Week charity event in honor of Mission 22, in memory of Chris Yecklin. During week 6, Chris, who was a friend of Preston Cranmer, was a retired Marine and took his life last week. 22 veterans commit suicide each day. Mission 22's goal is to reduce that number to 0. Let's get out and show our support for our vets who have sacrificed so much for our freedom. We've got the small blocks, we've got the big blocks, the features, 75 and 100 laps respectively. It all takes place at the dirt track of Charlotte Motor Speedway, open to anybody. Top 5 payout, 60 spots available for each division, following the official Super Dirt Week format that Dirt Car has. I'm excited for this. I wish I could be driving in this. That's how excited I am for it.
I sent my entry in to this afternoon for it, so I am registered, and hopefully I have the same amount of luck that I've had on Thursday nights in the big block.
Yeah, you always say you suck at the big blocks, but you've racked up the last 2 races, dude. Come on, just a minute. Just a minute. You love the big blocks now.
They're wearing on me. That's as much as you're going to get out of me. But that's going to be a great show. I mean, our charity events that we always do, we always raise thousands of dollars. And I think overall, we've raised probably $14,000-$15,000 over the last couple of years for various charities. It's, in my opinion, it's the single coolest thing that we do here at C2C. And anybody that's listening, if you have an iRacing account, you can enter this. This is not something for league members. You just have to go to c2crl.com and get yourself registered. Come out and have some fun. And then, like you said, it's a really great cause here, and I can't wait to get it done.
Roger Craig and Preston Kramer do an incredible job. I'm even calling out, and yes, I do know they are getting busy for race season as the Hoosier Tire Northeast Championship is beginning in a couple of weeks for the weekly tracks. But I'm calling all my fellow race car driver friends out. Come out and race in this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pumped up for it. So, warm-ups are complete. Keith Jackson, the quickest, with an 11:2:55. And with that being said, we are set to go racing with the B Division Rebels. Let's meet our 24-car field with the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Next to him, Brennan Lacey in the 414. Row number 2, Mike Schultz in the 016 and Keith Jackson in the 01. Row 3, Donovan Ross in the 5 and Daniel Vaught in the 180. Row 4, Zach Neubauer in the 52 and David Callahan in the 55. Rounding out the top 10, Jeff Valero in the 200 and Doyle Lawrence in the 3. Row 6, Benjamin Couch in the 16 and Roger Craig in the 747. Row 7, Rich Holland in the 116 and Bruce Hilton is in the 10. Row 8, Jesse Bandy in the 57 and Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row 9, Jesse Atkinson in the 127 and Bob Everson, points leader in the 008. Row 10, Tyler Rose in the quick timer in the 042. Joe Halter in the 22. Row 11, Steve Ovens in the 85. Our Raiders winner, Austin Marlett in the 999. And rounding out the field for tonight, Dean Reynolds in the 790 and John Rayner in the 302.
Marty, we got some really fast guys towards the back here with Wilson and Atkinson. Even Evertson is back there too. This is going to be wild.
Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. 1 lap to go until we get the green flag. It's the Brandon and Brennan show up on the front row. Who is going to take this one at perhaps the trickiest track in all of dirt racing at Kokomo? We're about to find out in the Dylan Westbrook Racing start. We're stacking them up, but we're green. Brandon Dittmer with the pace early, trying to learn out of Jesse Atkinson's playbook. They're wrecking all around behind. Mike Schultz goes around, and we got more in trouble. Rich Holland, Dean Reynolds. I don't know if we just took out all of our onboards at the moment. Oh, man, you got to see this frustration. Jesse Atkinson is out of it. Furious on what just went down. And he's already going to his cell phone to call somebody out. I think, John, you could have just seen that coming.
Yeah, it's a tight track on the bottom, and then Dean Reynolds and Atkinson who both got tipped over and had to take tows, which pretty much effectively ends their nights. They can get back out and turn laps, lower that IL. That's probably a good thing. But yeah, on the bottom, when you get in there, if you carry a little bit too much speed or whatever, you get checked up like that, and then it's an accordion effect. And it's easy to do, especially on the start when everybody's packed up.
No time to watch onboards, by the way, with how quick you go around Kokomo Speedway. But we reset the field, same starting positions unless you were involved in the wreck. Dittmer leads Lacey, we're back to green. Restart brought to you by Land of Legends Raceway TV. And what a restart for low line Lacey. He learned what Atkinson did on that last restart, and he's got the top spot. And now Keith Jackson up to second. John Dittmer falling back to third on the racetrack. And are we wrecking them already? No. Atkinson and Rayner, who were involved in the last yellow, are back on track. And I think they made some contact coming out of pit lane, but they are already at least a lap down. Caution flag is out. We've got Joe Halter, and I believe Austin Marlett as well was caught up in it. Let's take a look at the Malcolm's replay.
Oh man, Marlett just kind of drifted up there right into Halter there. Wow. Looked like he got a little loose and just kind of overcorrected it just a little bit, and that's what sent him up into halter.
Marlett up on his side taking a nap. Leads to a tow situation.
Yeah, halter had to take one too.
No free passes here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. However, though, in Monday Night Madness, drivers are fighting for a top 10, provided their IL under 200 to transfer up and race with the Renegades tonight.
Yeah, and that's why it's really important. If you got into one of those early wrecks and tumped over, I know that you're not going to come back and be competitive, but to get back out on that track and make laps, every one of those laps, you know, as long as you're not getting any incidents, lowers your IL. So you've got to get back out there and kind of rough it out.
So 1 lap to green. Brennan Lacey leading Keith Jackson, Brandon Dittmer, Jeff Flero in 4th position. Give him credit. He's already up 5 positions from the start of this race. David Callahan is 5th. We're back to green. And immediately Lacey goes to the low line. Brandon Dittmer inside on Keith Jackson. Did he learn his lesson? Can he get second off at turn 4? That's the question. Jackson nearly scrapes the wall. That's the best battle on track for P2.
It looks like Jackson's got it now. Sees speaking.
Yellow.
We got a caution.
Daniel Vaught up on his lid in the 180. Brings out our 3rd yellow tonight. And I'm hearing Jesse Atkinson may have been caught up in this. I just saw him on the Zoom nodding his head. Here's the Malcolm's replay, show you what happened. See if there was contact from maybe Jesse Bandy or so. Yes, there was. Just sent him sideways. Bruce Hilton nearly up on his wheels. Halter involved. Oh, Atkinson did get caught up in it.
Yeah, he did. I don't think that's enough to hurt anything. Just that's another one of those cases where you got a guy that is backing his corners up and a guy that's charging him in Bandy there. And that's not really anybody's fault. It's just 2 different styles that don't necessarily agree with each other if you're nose to tail.
You know, this has been a rough night so far for Jesse Atkinson, especially for him coming in as the points leader. So apologies for that. We thought Bob Everton was the points leader. Had that messed up. Atkinson, your points leader coming in. Not the night he wants at all. Back to green, the Land of Legends TV restart zone. So we could be talking about Donovan Ross is in the points lead by the end of the night. Who knows what's going to happen? Brennan Lacey, though, continues to lead. We've got a wild battle for the bottom step of the podium. Look at Flero on the outside, trying to make it work. And he is up to 3rd after starting in 9th position. What a run for the Raiders champion so far, John.
Absolutely. He's just on a rail up top there. Just picking him up and laying him down. And, you know, he's not even going all the way up to the wall there. He's being pretty conservative, and he's still fast. That's a bad sign.
There goes Callahan. He gets into Denver. Yellow is out. Oh, no, they're piloted behind. Hilton and Kelch also caught up in it. Man, oh, man, what in the world is happening? There are going to be a lot of ILs going up, which means some drivers cannot race in the Renegades if they make top 10. Here's Dittmer in the 83.
Just got T-boned. Same thing as before.
And
One guy's back in the corner.
Oh, that's Kelch that flew in there along with Hilton. Just trying to lock it up. They just locked up on the brakes.
Yeah, and once you do that, you're just along for the ride. You know, momentum's going to take you wherever. These cars aren't like asphalt where you can stop on a dime. But once again, it's turning into a theme. One guy's backing a corner up, another guy's charging it. You know, these guys are going to have to get this figured out, or it's going to be a long night with a lot of attrition.
A lot of drivers coming in under 200, except for one man in the points amongst the top 10. That's Donovan Ross with a 283. So he's got to get that under 225 if he wants to be points eligible. As we get back to green, Brennan Lacey fires it. What happens at the bottom step of the podium? Donovan Ross currently in 4th position. Jesse Bandy not too far behind. Man, Ross almost lost it in turn 3. And now Keith Jackson facing a challenge from Jeff Flero for second, John. This could be outstanding if Flero could get by.
Yeah, the one thing, though, about this, they're both running the same line, so Flero is going to have to figure out another way around, so he might have to start searching and see if he's quick on another line.
That's on board with the Canadian and Flero. Driving for the Glenn Steyers Racing Ohsweken Speedway team. Let's go to the battle for, I want to say that's 5th position on track. Bandy and Neubauer going hard at it. Bandy on the low side, Neubauer up on the top shelf. Once again, with 8 laps to go, coming to the line for the drivers. Bandy increasing that gap. They're working on now a lap car as Bandy can't get by him. That's Rayner in the 302, and that costs him a spot. Rayner goes up the middle. Dittmer nearly got by. Kenny take it 3 wide to the inside, trying to recover from that spin on the last caution. But meanwhile, the battle for the lead is on. The drivers are in lap traffic. Lacey using the low line, something that nobody else can really do. Look at Jackson all the way up on the outside. This is amazing to see coming to 5 to go, John.
Yeah,
Lacey touched wheels with Roger Craig and somehow hangs onto it.
Yeah,
and they're wrecking behind. Roger
Lacey.
Craig goes around. He's up on his lid along with Mike Schultz.
Oh, Moore down in turn 1. We got one upside down there,
Look
too.
at Atkinson. I think he was involved as well. Look at the rage. Oh, my goodness. Mike Schultz is just thinking, are you kidding me? What on earth is happening?
Yeah, he'll watch the replay and realize Roger got hit there a little bit and got him a little out of shape. And
this may have been part 1 of the yellow here with John Rayner.
Yeah.
Almost came to a stop there, but this is the real reason for the yellow. Watch Mike Schultz here. Nowhere to go up on his side.
Yeah, at least he got to keep going, but man, that 116, as that caution was out, took a heck of a ride. Both him and Brian Moore over in turn 1,
and
so there was all kinds
What
of
happened
action.
to Atkinson here, too? I want to know this. Oh, man, Holland and Moore, and I think he was complaining about the fact that drivers aren't letting off big time. But we're back to green. 4 laps to go. Brennan Lacey has no lap traffic to worry about. But Keith Jackson, he's making the outside line work. He is still there with the 414. But the yellow is out once again for Bruce Hilton.
And Brian Moore is on his side.
There you see him just popped up on the screen. There's Hilton. And here's what happened. Contact between the two, of course.
Yeah, Moore hit the wall there on the backstretch. That wall that's kind of like almost a crossover where the cars come out on the back straightaway, I swear to you, it comes out kind of at a weird angle because it will reach out and hit you. It got him a little bit, and poor Bruce had nowhere to go.
So we'll have 2 laps to go, not in an attempt at overtime. Don't forget, coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have Renegades action here at Kokomo Speedway. Land of Legends TV restart coming up this coming lap.
And Jackson wants it to go green from here on in because he needs a lap or so to get that momentum going. These late race cautions are really helping Lacey here.
Do you think that Jackson's going to go for the send?
I think if Lacey stays on the bottom, Jackson's faster on the top. I just don't know if he's got enough time to get there.
2 laps to go. Great restart from Jackson. Right there with Brennan Lacey. Lacey just sliding it in the corner a lot better. Off of turn 2, he's pulling it away from Jackson. The 414 trying to blow this wide open. There's the white flag, 1 to go for Brennan Lacey. Low line Lacey, he's led from lap 2. He had to deal with lap traffic. And off of turn 4, checkers are around. Brennan Lacey takes home the win at Kokomo in a wild, wild race. First win for Lacey this season.
One more lap, and Jackson would have had that one.
Brennan Lacey parks it up on the BC victory lane. And your top three, Brennan Lacey, Keith Jackson. How about Jeff Flero? What a run for him in third place. Not the hard charger of the race. That belongs to Tyler Wilson. That hard charger, by the way, brought to you by Battle Beaver. But that was insane. And there are going to be a lot of unhappy drivers after the race that we witnessed tonight. Let's begin by talking with our top three and begin with Jeff Flero. Jeff, did you think you'd have an incredible run like that from ninth? Oh, we lost him. I think he's just getting all of his stuff set up. Try it one more time. Jeff, you got a copy? Jeff Flero, Marty Sicali, got a copy. All right, we'll wait on him one more time. But while we're waiting on him, your thoughts on that race?
Judging by some of the extracurricular activity there appeared to be after, I think you're right. I think some guys had their feathers ruffled here. And now we're going to get up here with the Renegades and see if we learned anything here. And hopefully we can put on just as good of a show.
Let's check on Jeff again. Jeff, you got a copy? And he doesn't. All right. Let's go to our winner first off. Let's go to Cool Ray Victory Lane first. Let's talk with our race winner before we go to Flero. Then we can do it in order 1, 2, 3. Brennan Low Line Lacey does it again. How much do you love Kokomo and having it set up stout for the low line when nobody can work it up high?
I love it when there's not lap traffic. Lap traffic had me scared there. Goldner's like, well, Jackson's 1.3, now he's 0.8, now he's 0.1, and I'm like, in 3 laps, that dude caught me that fast. That's how it is. I was lucky enough to get down there and was able to keep it way low. I don't think I could have got any lower than I was running it, but you got to be on your heels when you got somebody like Jackson there behind you. Dude's quick everywhere, so definitely paid off for me. Glad we get to set it to work again here on short track.
Yeah, were you surprised at the lap traffic working oh so close to the low line? Because the high side, without question, was the most preferred line by all the drivers tonight.
Yeah, I would say that it was definitely more preferred. The top line mainly is when it comes to short tracks just to keep momentum up. But this setup we got here, it rolls on the bottom about any short track you can put it at. So the one thing that really caught me off guard is in 2 laps, you're catching the back of the field and you're like, okay, that's not what I need this late in the race. Luckily we got that caution there with 3 to go and I was able to keep it clean. But catching as fast as we catch them here, I think this is the fastest I've ever caught the back of a field of the short track. So this track definitely throws you for a loop here and there.
Next week we've got Lernerville. Give us your expectations for that.
Top dominant. Maybe a low one guy will try it down there, but Lernerville's always been kind of a good one to us. We've been held our ground. Not really a track I prefer, but if I can go out there and get a nice top 5, top 10 out of it, come away with the points, it's gonna be beneficial to me.
Well, if there's one guy that can work the low side, it's obviously you.
I try to.
What do I give shout-outs to on your run?
Big shout out to Bandy Built, fantastic group of guys. Got the setup rolling again. Also another shout out to Ross at Velocity Race Design. And then we have ABR setup shot. Alex does a fantastic job at all this stuff. You guys for the broadcast, and Roger and them for the league.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Brennan Lacey taking home the win with the Rebels, and we expect him in the Renegades in moments. John's got our second place finisher in Keith Jackson.
Keith, this is John. You got a copy?
You betcha. What's up, buddy?
Well, man, I'm telling you, you had me on the edge of my seat. You were one more lap, first of all, you'd had that win, but you were closing the gap. Could you tell with all that traffic there that you were able to close that quickly on him?
I couldn't really tell where he was at, but I was assuming I was closing just because all the traffic was running down there where he'd been pulling away from me the entire time, so I knew he was going to have to move around a little bit, and they were all running through the middle, so it didn't really – I was still able to just rip, like I had been. I was really hoping for that thing to stay green. It's not very often you get into lap traffic on this thing, so made for a really, really, really fun race.
Yeah, one thing I noticed here, then I don't recall a race where we had so much humidity in the air, that haze. Do you think that did anything to the track? Could you tell? Was there more tack left in it for a longer period of time or anything?
I honestly I couldn't I honestly couldn't tell you. I know I ghosted that race before, and to me it felt about like that race before. Just you know, pretty slick all the way to the cushion there, and then if you could enter on the cushion and keep it out of the wall, you could keep your momentum up pretty good. But if you had to slide to it, it seemed like you got loose and the nose wanted to turn down the track on you.
Well, you've had a couple good weeks here at Eldora, now Kokomo. Next one on the list is Lernerville. What do you think your chances are there?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a while. I don't get to get on here as much as what I used to. So I'm a little out of practice. So I'll probably end up by that bus on the backstretch down there in the hill.
In the fishing boats, yeah. We were there in the big blocks Thursday night, and yeah, I look up those every time and thinking, yeah, I'll be down here at some point. But
you bet.
But yeah, it's a heck of a hill. I tell you, if it snows, if iRacing gets snows, we got to go sledding down the back of that. They got to get some sledding races going. But anyway, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just Devo Jack. I know Brian had a pretty good run tonight going till he got caught up in a late restart wreck there, and Devo had a really good run. So just them fellers, and yeah, appreciate you guys putting this thing on.
Well, congratulations again. Great run, and we look forward to watching you run again next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy.
Yep, that's Keith Jackson, our second place finisher in the Rebels division.
And we'll try Jeff one more time. Jeff Flero, you got a copy this time? Try it one more time here. Jeff, last time, we got a copy? All right, well, we'll let him go. We'll let him go get ready for the Renegades here if he is racing in it. So we apologize for that. I think Jeff is having some big technical issues at the moment. So it is Brennan Lacey that takes the win. Keith Jackson second. Jeff Flero third. Donovan Ross in fourth. Zach Neubauer in fifth. And once again, like I said, this was a wild, wild race. And a lot of drivers not going to be happy. You can understand as well why Jesse Exon was not happy. He was the points leader coming on in, and he had a really good lead coming in, just about a 50-point lead.
Yeah, luckily we do have drop weeks here in C2C, so
Absolutely.
He'll probably need to use that as a mulligan here. But you never want to use the mulligans. You want to run good every week, and I am sure he is fully frustrated and happy to see Kokomo now in the rearview mirror for them.
Yeah, that is his worst finish in the year. So as of now, that is one of his drop weeks that Atkinson will have set up. Donovan Ross, though, with a fourth place finish, should be the new points leader at the moment, but still got to get that IL down, though, under 200. I think it'll go down, that's for sure, as he wasn't in a lot of contact today with the Rebels. So we'll see what happens in all of that. But we're going to step aside and take our intermission. And when we come back, Renegade time at Kokomo. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
for the race lead off turn 4. White flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pat Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop in
in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we continue our live coverage of Monday Night Madness. Time to get going with our A Division Renegades, and the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Mark Scala with you on the call, and if you thought the Rebels were going to be wild, just wait till you see what we got in store for the Renegades. The greatest sprint car drivers on the iRacing server are set to throw down for 30 laps. We got a car count, though, set at 26 and are ready to take the green flag at the moment. Let's talk about currently who's quickest in practice at the moment. It's Preston Cranmer with a 10.701. Your point standings coming into the Renegades look like this. Ross Corinna comes on in with a 23-point lead up on Blake Chapman. And then you have 19 points behind Blake Chapman is Patrick Spangler. A point behind Spangler in fourth is Aiden Young. And then many points back in fifth is Brandon Templeton. If I have my math correctly, he's just about 36 behind. 3 points behind Brandon Templeton. Stephen Gollner, who is sixth in points. Seventh in points is Randy Shreves, who is 15 back. 8 back is Jack Clevenger, and 8th tied with John Short. Then 10th in points, 10 back is Kevin Fry. We got no action happening on track at the moment, so why don't I take you around for a lap here for just about a minute here at the good old Kokomo Speedway. Again, I suck on iRacing on a sprint car. The only thing I'm so good on when it comes to, see, these guys know I suck so bad. Thank you, Andy Patton. He knows I'm so bad at it that he doesn't even want to see me take a darn lap. Anyway, this will come out in just a moment. There we go. And so we got qualifying underway, brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. And the first driver we will watch take to the track is Brandon Templeton. We're having some technical difficulties at the moment. Getting you. Him at the moment. Oh, this may be why. There we go. We've got it set. Brandon Templeton sets the bar at 10.898. Got to be careful of hitting that wall, because if you do, you could lose a lot of time, that's for sure. Jesse Bandy now moves to the top of the charts at a 10.63. Off the turn for Aiden Young on lap number 2. And is slower that time. Jeff Barker in the 513 machine. He's coming off of turn 4. Let's see what his time is. Could be quicker at 11:05. And more times clock in. Blake Chapman second quick in the Crate Sim Racing number 20 at a 10.83. Nobody as of right now has what it takes to beat Jesse Bandy. Chapman's second lap is faster, a 10th off of Bandy though. Randy Shreves in number 56. OGR machine working on his second lap off of turn number 4. And is slower that lap. Joe Back is 7th quick in the number 46. Looking to improve. It could be close here on lap number 2. Faster by a 10th at a 10.91, going to 5th quick. Stephen Goldner, though, second quick in the number 30 at a 10.606. That's just about 200 off the pace. This could be a quick time lap. You bet, at a 10.564 for the Canadian in the number 30. A minute left to go in qualifying. You are watching Kyle Moonen on the track in the number 24 machine. Got a cushion that's starting to be formed here at Kokomo. Moonen's first lap is 6th quick at a 10.91. Cranmer goes 6th. That drops Moonen back to 7th. Both of them look to be faster here, and they are. Moonen goes 3rd, 10.67, and Cranmer goes 5th, 10.705. And I believe that will do it for time trials. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with a quick time of a 10.564, the driver of the number 30, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Stephen Goldner. Qualifying was brought to you by our friends at ABR Setup Shop. And now it's time for our first heat of the evening, brought to you by Magnum Race Design. So big heat on the line. Again, what we learned is you want to be starting on the front 2 rows. You do not want to be finishing outside the top 4 as well. Stand by. On the front row for our first heat is Jeff Barker and Joe Backus. Row 2, it's the Outlaw Preston Cranmer next to Stephen Gollner. Row 3, Randy Shreves and Jeffrey Kemper. And from 7th position on the grid tonight is Bob DeGood. Let's know, by the way, who you were rooting for in chat. Terry Landis rooting for the Crate Sim Racing team as we get set to go. 1 lap to go. Steve King Foundation pace truck bringing the field to the green flag. Winner of this heat starts on pole position tonight. We've got 4 heats set for you once again with the Renegades. The JB's on the front row. The first heat of the evening is green. High side going to work. Stephen Gollner and Joe Backus up on the outside, 1 and 2. Gollner wants the lead, just enough room Backus gave him. And Stephen Gollner from 4th to 1st shows you why he is the quick time at the moment. Preston Cranmer currently back in the 4th position. May have to deal with some company behind from Jeffrey Kemper, but he's dealing with company of his own in Randy Shreves. And Gollner is gone. He's the only driver that's running in the 10-second range until now. Joe Backus at a 10.94, but Gollner is the only guy running under 10.75s at the moment. Preston Cranmer currently with the final transfer spot in 4th position, trying to close in on Jeff Barker. You ride on board for the rear end of the 513. Starting to get that wall a little bit dirty, perhaps a cushion forming up. Barker wheels it up. Cranmer inside, give the slide job work off for 2, it won't. You know, we saw early in the Rebels that the high side would come into play. And then when we came into the B main and early in the future, you'd see the low line work. Checkers are out in heat race number 1. Stephen Gollner puts the Vanderbilt Velocity Race Design number 30 on pole position tonight for the 30-lap feature in the Renegades. Top 4 the same as they are, transferring on in. Second heat brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Your lineup looks like this. Jeff Flero and Steven Fernberg. That's your front row. Ross Corinna and Jesse Bandy on row number 2. Kevin Fry starts from 5th position, and Barry Gollner is in 6th. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is the official pace truck of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Once again, the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, family officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Call us for 6. We've got 6. While we are at it, let's tell you about what's coming up next week in the Coast2Coast Racing League. Of course, tomorrow we got Hometown Heroes at I-55 at 7 p.m. Wednesday is Vets and First Responders Night at Lernerville and Kokomo at 7 p.m. Thursday for Thursday Night Thunder, it's the Toilet Bowl 100 at Bristol at 7 p.m. brought to you by Mr. Plummer. Friday Night Lights are at Kokomo at 7 p.m. Monday Night Madness, next week is at Lernerville at 8 p.m. And then Super Dirt Week is next Tuesday through Thursday. Winner of this heat starts on the outside of the front row. Here we go. Fernberg gets away with the early lead, but Jesse Bandy right on his tail. The man that got second quick in time trials with a slider. Fernberg jams on the brakes and allows Flero to close in. Looking for the 2-for-1, but that doesn't work out. Gets in front of Ross Coretta, and around goes Flero. Upside down he goes. And because of that, Flero will start from the B main. Bandy, Fernberg, and Corinna, and once again, just like what we saw with Stephen Gollner, Jesse Bandy is rocking it at the front. With the accident with Jeff Flero, Barry Goldner in the Stephen Goldner Racing number 36 has made his way up to P4 on the track. Nobody at the moment catching Jesse Bandy, a 10.77 lap time, which was the quickest of the race last time by, was 300ths off when he crossed the start-finish line. Somebody sponsored the Bandy-built Velocity race design machines. We'll see a pair of that on the front row. They will be threats in this race for sure tonight when we go green for 30 laps. Bandy takes the checkers, Fernberg, Corinna, and we'll see Barry Goldner as well transfer in. So third heat is about to take shape, brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing. Let's line them up for you. Patrick Spangler and Aiden Young on the front row, with Brandon Templeton and Kyle Moonen on row number 2. Nathan Aldrich and Tyler Wilson make up row 3. Kyle Moonen was the third quickest in time trial, so he starts 4th in heat race number 3. In 4 heats, we'll have 2 drivers go home tonight. Car count is set at 20. Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. Green flag. Patrick Spangler gets away with the early lead. Was about a car length in front of Aiden Young until he had the exit up in 3 and 4. Aiden Young should get the lead across the start-finish line. Here comes Kyle Moonen in the 24. This time the guy from 4th is 2nd at the end of lap 1. Patrick Spangler is 3rd. Brandon Templeton running in the 4th position. There you see Templeton on your screen trying to close in on Spangler for 3rd spot. He's up in the wall though, loses a little bit of time. Aldrich tries to close in. Tyler Wilson, by the way, does not make the call to grid as we've got the battle for the lead. Moonen nearly goes around. He nearly looped it in turn 2, trying to take the lead from Aiden Young, and because of that, loses 2nd spot. Bandy built 1, 2, 3 on the starting lineup, but he's in more trouble. He's up in the wall once again. So it's Aiden Young in the Gambler Motorsports number 69 Cool Ray machine. Looking to be a dark horse in this one. 2 laps to go. Spangler running in P2 at the moment. We've got a good battle happening for 4th spot. 3rd spot, pardon me. Brandon Templeton and Kyle Moonen. White flag is out. If you go up a position, that's pretty much 4 spots in the feature. Off of turn 4, though, Spangler tries the inside and off the corner. Aiden Young sees the checkered flag as he takes heat 3. Fourth and final heat brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, another official team of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Jack Clevenger and Bob Evertson are on the front row. John Hine and Blake Chapman in row 2, and in row 3, Chris Schaefer and John Short. Short was one of 2 drivers that had to start from the rear with the heat EOL. He was alongside Bob DeGood, who was already in a prior heat. So winner of this heat starts from the outside of row number 2. One lap to the green flag. Stacked heat race, that's for sure. You got Everton starting in second, who recently picked up his first ever win with the Renegades. Hine and Chapman always fast in that second row. Then Chapman's teammate, John Short, starting from the rear of the grid. Here we go for Heat 4. There's the slider from Jack Clevenger. Look at that. Chris Schaefer all the way on the baby bottom of this racetrack. Everton looks inside. Schaefer all the way down low. Everton's got the run off turn 4, but second at the stripe. Chapman up to second spot. John Short now with the final transfer spot. Gets by for third on the outside of Bob Everton, who fights back on the exit. They nearly touch off the corner. Big slide for Everton, and he makes contact with Chris Schaefer, and that is a B main sign. AKA a last chance showdown sign. The top 4 nose to tail at the moment. The humidity, by the way, for those wondering, has gone down in terms of the weather, down to 63%. Hub Diddy. Clevenger, Chapman, Short, and Hine, your top 4. Short testing that bottom side out. Jesse Atkinson got it to work during the Rebels of the B main. Nothing working for the driver that finished runner-up in points last season. Working on lap traffic, picking up Chris Schaefer, but he keeps it on the bottom. As Clevenger and Chapman likely the ones to battle for this win in Heat 4. Winner starts on the outside of row number 2. Right white flag is out. Bad corner from Jack Clevenger. Let's see if Blake Chapman goes for the slider. He tries the inside. Same with John Short. Off the corner, nearly 3 wide of the stripe. Jack Clevenger takes it by 1/10.5 on Blake Chapman. John Short and John Hine round out the final transfer spots in the heats. 8 drivers transfer into the feature, and 1 driver goes home. You do not want to be the first one to crash, because if you are, you're gone. Our B main brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Bodies that are made by Winston Cup short track champion Dan Chapman in Clarence, Iowa. Randy Shreves and Kevin Fry are on the front row. Nathan Aldrich and Bob Everton in row number 2. Jeffrey Kemper and Jeff Flero row 3. Tyler Wilson again, no call to grid. I believe the official reason is because he is not able to compete, either because he didn't finish in the top 10, or it was because his his incident level is over 200. So all the 8 drivers that are on the track will be racing tonight. So because of that, this is a just for fun situation. And I can confirm, by the way, Tyler Wilson entering tonight had a 242 IL, and of course with contact he had tonight, that won't go too far. Green flag is out. B main underway. Nathan Aldrich looking through. One of the inside leaders make contact. Kevin Fry. Shower of sparks along with Jeff Flero, who features some deja vu from the heats. And they are so gosh darn lucky for the fact that they are in the show, but will start from the last row. Randy Shreves currently leading on Nathan Aldrich, Jeff Kemper, Bob DeGood, as you watch a great battle for 4th on your screen between Bob DeGood, Chris Schaefer, and Bob Everton. Schaefer looking around the outside. Look at DeGood. Look at Everton. The 2-for-1 works out well for him. High side working out well for a lot of drivers. Battle for the lead is on. Nathan Aldrich has closed in on Randy Shreves. Aldrich trying to see if that low line can work in this B main, and it seems to have gone into shape. He's got a setup dialed in for the middle groove of this racetrack, and he has found moisture, that's for sure, coming to 4 to go in the B main. Of course, Shreve's getting the advantage on the exit, of course, with that banking. Aldrich nearly pulled up to the door that time. 3 to go. Lost some ground last time by. Off of turn 2. Aldrich was faster last lap. This lap was 600 slower, so neutralizes the gap of the last 2 laps. Traffic is ahead. That is Kevin Fry, who could determine who wins this race. That's going to be very key in our 30-lap feature. Watch that extremely closely. Shreves with the lead, up half a second, and off of turn 4 takes the win in the B-main. Over Nathan Aldrich, Bob Evertson, Jeff Kemper, Chris Schaefer, Bob DeGood, Kevin Fry, and Jeff Flairel. So with that being said, we're going to take you to our Ohsweken Speedway warm-up watch and let you watch the drivers take their final laps for 3 minutes before racing action. Checkers are out on the warm-up, and Stephen Goldner is the quickest with an 11.173. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast2Coast Racing League, Ohsweken Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 24 ready to take the green for 30 laps at the Kokomo Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, it's Stephen Goldner in the 30 and the 57 of Jesse Bandy, a pair of Bandy-built Motorsport drivers. Row number 2, Aiden Young in the 69 and Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row 3, Joe Backus in the 46 and Stephen Fernberg in the 29. Row 4, Patrick Spangler in the 39 and Blake Chapman in the 20. Row number 4 is Jeff Barker in the 513, Ross Carina in the 010. In row 6, Kyle Moonen in the 24 and John Short in the 51. Row number 7, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and next to him, Barry Golner in the 36. Row 8, Brandon Templeton in the 31 and John Hine in the 71. Row number 9, Randy Shreves in the 56 and Nathan Aldrich in the 514. Row 10, Bob Evertson in the 008 and Jeff Kemper in the 181. Row 11, Chris Schaefer in the 23 and Bobby Good in the 7. And rounding out the field tonight, Kevin Fry in the 21 and Jeff Blairow in the 200. One lap to green. The drivers get ready as they are in the Dylan Westbrook Racing start. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? From coast to coast, Bandybill cars on the front row. It's showtime in Kokomo. Great start from Stephen Golner. He leads the opening lap. Jesse Bandy is second, Aiden Young third, and it is a mess for fourth on back. We are 3 wide back to back all around. This is incredible racing to begin. We're nearly 4 wide off the corner. This is intense, and there they go, spinning and into the tires. No caution out Joe Backus. We stay green. Aiden Young, Blake Chapman going at it for the bottom step of the podium. Now the next question is, when will you see lap traffic? We'll see it in a couple of moments if we stay green. Chapman around the outside for the bottom step of the podium. John Short starting to get a part of this mess for third. The Crate Sim Racing teammates up to third and fourth at the moment, and Short riding the wall is up to P4 at the moment. Stephen Golner up by 1.2 seconds. You can't see the lap traffic on your screen. There it is. It's coming momentarily. Moonen gained a spot on Aiden Young. Young has fallen all the way back from third to sixth in the span of about a mile or so. For seventh position, Patrick Spangler and Stephen Fernberg as the drivers are working on lap traffic. First sky lap down for Stephen Golner is Bob DeGood. His teammates just working together with each other. How about the start for John Short? From 12th all the way up to 4th position. And now could have a chance at the bottom step of the podium. Around the outside he goes. And Short is up to third on the track. Blake Chapman, though, takes it back across the back straightaway. And Short has third at the line. And now they begin to work on their swarm of lap traffic. Look at what Golner has to deal with. 2 drivers, one of them nearly got into him. The gap has come down into about a second as Jesse Bandy works at top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Kyle Moonen now by Blake Chapman in the battle for 4th position on track as they're side by side off the corner. Moonen takes a caution, flag is out, and that's for Joe Backus in the 46, and the day goes from bad to worse for him. Show you a couple of things on the Malcolm's replay. First was when he got turned around off the contact from Fernberg. No caution. Oh man, rest in peace, iRacing Pace Truck. I shouldn't say that, it's a little bit too rude. The Steve King Foundation Pace Truck suffering some damage. So he'll get some 2X. Talking about the Pace Truck. And more from Backus here as he just looped it in 3 and 4. Almost got on his top. So for the first time tonight, we come into the Land of Legends Raceway TV restart zone with Stephen Golner that will lead the team in front. We've got 1 to go at the line. So John Short in 3rd position, who started in 12th, is all the way up to 3rd. So Racy definitely needs 3rd in points, 8th in points. coming on in, did not make the start at Fairbury and finished 15th after a tough wreck with Aiden Young at Outdoor. Back to green. Golder plays defensive and in 1 and 2, nearly hits the Tory tire. But Jesse Bandy and John Short trying to make a charge around the outside. And Bandy's got the run on Stephen Goldner for the race lead. Can he make the pass stick off at turn 2? Not yet. Goldner rocketing on the bottom. Low line starting to take shape as this high line is starting to get slick. We're under caution. And oh no, Bob Everton has spun it. I believe the first, if not second, wreck that he's been involved in tonight in Monday Night Madness. That's what happened to the 008 on the outside. Then, oh, we just got the wall and started biking it like a boomerang out there on track. Bright side, though, gets it back on all 4 wheels and doesn't really take any damage. So second yellow for the Renegades as we are just past the halfway mark. One lap to green as we get ready for our Land of Legends Raceway TV restart. Let's know your predictions to win in this one as we've got 14 to go when we take the green flag. It's Goldner, then Bandy, Short, Moonen, Chapman, the top 5. Young, Spangler, Fernberg, Corinna, and Hind, the top 10. We're back to green. And once again, same lines for the drivers. Trying to close in on Jesse Bandy for second. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be trying to focus on closing in. Unless Bandy gets slowed up by hitting the wall, then John Short may want to take advantage. 3 drivers you see on the top side, and Kyle Moonen wants to make some passes. Battle for third is on. They make contact off for 4. Short got a little loose on corner exit. Cost Moonen a ton of time. Blake Chapman trying to get in the wings. He's in 5th. Patrick Spangler in 6th. Meanwhile, Bandy on the outside nearly pulled up to the door of Stephen Goldner in the battle for the race lead. Goldner rocking Brennan Lacey's line. Jesse Bandy on the Vanderbilt. Excuse me, not the Vanderbilt line, but the Lightning Larry White line. 10 laps to go here at Kokomo. Drivers starting to work on lap traffic. Look at this. Big run for the race lead, lap traffic. Here goes John Jordan inside there, crashing behind. Jesse Bandy makes a great save. Chris Schaefer is around as a lap car. Goldner somehow keeps the lead with 8 to go. This is far from over, though. They both mess up turn number 2, but John Short does better on the exit. He pulls up to the inside. New leader, Judge. No, the yellow's out. The Renegades. Short back to second. He was inches away from securing the lead. And that's the reason why Jesse Bandy. This guy had a great chance at a podium. And then his day got ruined. 4 wide, trying to get by lap traffic, up and trying to ride around, biked it, and is just hooked with Rosker. And the wild hit he takes from Steven Fernberg. Ouch. And Joe Backus, too. No front end. Bandy has to get a tow. And with how quick the laps are here around Kokomo, I think he'll go a lap down. 7 laps to go. Now it took about 6 laps for us to come up to lap traffic. Will that be the case here in these final few laps? I'm not too sure. Coming into the Land of Legends TV restart, John Short may have something for Stephen Goldner. We'll have to see. We're back to green as Short almost matched the restart perfectly, but went a little too early, didn't want to make the pass work. But now back 0.4 of a second. We're back to caution again, and that's time is for Joe Backus. So we'll try it once again. Here's Backus and what happened. Lost it in turn 2 and immediately into the fence. Somehow that car came down on all fours. So coming into the Land of Legends TV restart, we'll have 6 laps to go, and I believe we'll get it next lap, and we will. It is Stephen Goldner, John Short, Kyle Moonen, Blake Chapman, Patrick Spangler, the top 10. A lot of race left to go. No traffic to be dealt with for the rest of this race from what we believe will happen. As Stephen Goldner gets a great jump again, keeps it on the bottom. John Short up top. Here comes Blake Chapman down low in the battle for third. Four laps to go is this time by Stephen Goldner, who's got a win this season, which took place at the Knoxville Raceway. However, though, has worst finishes of 22nd at Cedar Lake and 12th at Eldora. This would be a great rebound race. 3 laps to go. Here comes John Short, though, on the outside. A big send on the entry. And he's right there looking for his first win of the season. Popsicles are up, 2 laps to go. He is right there. Whatever he can do to fight it. The car has a handful he's dealt with. Goldner stuck on the low line. Short up top, waits out, 1 to go. Short's up in the wall though. Lap traffic ahead and Goldner gets away clean. Short tries to fight back in 3 and 4. Goldner gets back on the gas first and wins. A delightful finish at the end here at Kokomo. And it's Stephen Goldner that takes his second win of the season. And a great finish to the end. Watch what happened to the white flag. You see Short get the run on the outside off at turn 4. It came in for him, that's for sure, but then watch this. Right there, the red car got the wall. If that doesn't happen, I think Short wins this race, but there was the slider there perhaps. In that situation, Kyle Moonen nearly got a race win in his back pocket. But the fireworks go up as Goldner has it and Brian Clausen, victory lane. He has parked it for BC. We're about to talk with your top 3 here at the moment. Just got to get them in here first off. So we got Short and Goldner. Just got to get Moonen in into the bandy camp. And still wait for Moonen here, but that was a great race to the end. A great start in the first half where Goldner had to deal with lap traffic. He thought he had the win in the back, but that was a race that was not easy for him at all. So we're going to begin this time and go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your winner since we don't have Kyle Moonen. Stephen Goldner gets the job done. Stephen, that was not an easy couple of final laps. Walk us through your perspective and battling John Short to the end.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good race there. Real good car early. Kind of faded there near the end of the race with the bottom going away, but we kind of held on. I think Short was a little bit quicker up top. We just had good restarts and could get the first couple laps off real good. And then, you know, we were catching lap cars, so I wanted to make sure I had another line for an option. So we moved up a little bit there for the last lap. And I think that ultimately kind of won us the race. And John said he hit the wall a little bit in 1 and 2. So that kind of definitely gave me a little bit of breathing room for sure.
Were you glad as well that final restart took place with about 6 laps to go or so, because you wouldn't have to really deal with too much lap traffic in the final laps?
Yeah, all those restarts or cautions really kind of played to my favor. Where I was in, fairly deep lap traffic or right coming into them, and everyone was kind of on the bottom there at the back. So we kind of would have had to make some moves that I didn't really want to. I was real comfortable on the bottom, so I wanted to just stay down there. But caution games kind of fell our way, and ultimately that kind of helped us win the race tonight.
So next week we've got Lernerville. Just give us your thoughts on that race. What's coming up?
I probably won't be there. I'll have to work, but I'll definitely be watching, hoping one of my teammates can pull off the win. But it should be a good race. That place is always pretty fun. Hopefully, everyone stays on track and has a good race.
Who do you want to give shout outs to tonight?
I got to thank Alex at ABR Setup Shops, Ross Corinna over at Velocity Race Designs, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fits Perfect Photography, Vanderbilt Race Cars, all those guys. Ton of help. We were real quick all night long. And Wegman Brothers, Bio.com, Dylan Westbrook Racing for the sponsorship for the series, Roger and everyone for the league, and you for the broadcast.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stephen Goldner taking home the win. Let's go to our second place finisher, John Short. John, you came so close to stealing a win for Stephen Goldner. I want to ask, when you got the wall in turn 2, was that the straw that got the camel's back?
Yeah, I think so, Marty. I was just joking with him. I think it was going to be a close race to the line. I think it was still only a 10th, but really killed the momentum down the backstretch, and I was running that kind of cut down line across the middle, and he slid up to the middle. And I think if I had a little bit more, if I was a little closer and was able to get it straighter by the time he cut there, I would have been all right coming back to the line. But it would have been close either way. I know there's a couple times the last 5-6 laps I caught the wall coming out too, and I should have been a little closer. But it's pretty tricky that end of the track to not touch the wall end too if you don't get yourself set up right.
It seemed like that you were still in the throttle in 3 and 4 on that final lap. Was there any point where you really had to lift there, or was it that, just Goldner got back on the throttle first before you did?
No, I actually probably spun the tires a little too much there. I was running. There's a nice little piece of grip right through about the center of the track where you could cut down off the top, and really the way turn 4, the corner really tightens up coming off. You got to get out of the gas, so it kind of helped me get the car straighter going down the front stretch a little bit sooner. So when he made that move, I saw it coming, and I kind of figured it was coming with the way the lap traffic on the bottom was getting slowed up. So I was kind of anticipating it, but I just wasn't close enough to be able to get to inside his door and get to where I needed to be, or get down to the bottom. I didn't cut it down quite enough to get to the grip. So just spun the tires a little too much, and he just had a little bit of a lead on me, so it wasn't enough to make up the distance. But we had a good battle going there before the caution, and I think it just takes a couple laps to get the momentum up on the top side to really compete with the bottom.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight in your run?
Definitely got to thank the boys over here at KSR, Kite Sim Racing. The good bunch. We got to go over there, a lot of speed. Blake and Preston, Joe, myself, and Terry. Everybody's showing a lot of speed throughout all the divisions right now, so it's a lot of fun when you're doing good. So got to thank my wife for letting me do this, you for putting this on. Got to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, or go get yourself a bag of Primo Premier popcorn. They got all kinds of seasonal flavors, and you won't be disappointed. Use the code CART, and you'll get yourself 15% off. And then just got to thank Kreitz Oval Track Parts, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and Malcolm Mills Mill Writing.
You are actually, hold that thought, never mind. We'll let you go. Congrats on the second place run.
Thanks, Marty.
John Short finishing in second, but I was going to say, by the way, he was the Harder Award from 24th up to 13th. Our third place finisher is Kyle Moonen in the 24. Moonen with a great day from 11th to 3rd. Kyle, walk us through your race at the end.
I was getting a little rough there at the end. Was just happy to hold on for sure. I've had some crappy finishes lately. My computer had been kind of doing some weird stuff, and Jesse got in and got that all fixed up and actually felt pretty good tonight.
Definitely was. Just what positives did you take away? Obviously, it was a great run finishing third.
Yeah, pretty much just coming from 11th. Like I said, I don't feel like I've been running very good lately, even when my computer was running good. So that was nice to pass some cars and actually, feel like I went somewhere and had something for them.
Anyone you want to give shout outs to tonight?
Just all the guys at Vandybilt, Ross Kren at Velocity Race Designs, Alex at ABR Setup Shop, and you guys for the broadcast and everyone for the league.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight on your run.
I appreciate it.
Kyle Moonen finishing in third spot, but it's Stephen Gollner that takes home the win in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to their homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission, is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customer through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And so your official race results from tonight look like this. Stephen Gollner with his second win of the season. John Short coming oh so close to taking home that victory. A wild race tonight, that's for sure. So you look at the rest of the field. A very tough break, too, for Jesse Bandy in the 57. Looked like a really good finish was coming up, then got into that accident as well. Our first yellow of the race, I believe it was. So, with that being said, that will do it for our live coverage tonight. Here's what's coming up the rest of the week here in the next 7 days on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. Tuesday night, the Hometown Heroes at I-55. Hometown Heroes brought to you by Cool Ray. Wednesday night is Icon Sim Sports, Veterans and First Responders Night, with the 305s and 410s at Lernerville, and then Midgets at Kokomo. Super Dirt Car Series brings you Thursday Night Thunder with the Mr. Plummer Toilet Bowl 100 as the feature attraction at Bristol Motor Speedway. On Friday, we've got Friday Night Lights at Kokomo at 7 p.m. with the 358s late models and 305s. And then on Monday next week, Monday Night Madness at Lernerville Speedway at 8 p.m. And then you don't want to miss what's coming up after April 18th. Super Dirt Week from April 19th to April 21st. If you haven't signed up yet, you better go do so right away. So that will do it for us on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast2Coast Racing League of Osh Weekend Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors. On behalf of our admins in charge Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer, Marty Sakala signing off. Stephen Gollner takes the win in the Renegades. An incredible race so far tonight, as well as Brennan Lacey taking home the win in the Rebels. So long, everyone.